Bonjour, French girl in Seattle, Tuesday, March 17th, 8 a.m. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day in Paris. As of noon today, most of us will have to severely restrict the number of times and how far we go from our main place of residence, following President Macron's speech yesterday and the details that were announced, all the logistical details announced by another member of the government afterwards. So I thought I would show you what this means in reality. We have to stay home. We are confined at home, and we have to stay home as much as we can. But they are allowing for a few exceptions. And these exceptions are listed in a document that is une attestation de déplacement dérogatoire. So whenever you don't stay home and go outside, you will have to fill in one of these and keep it on you. So there are 5 main cases why you would be doing that. See, there's a new decree as of March 16th. They passed it yesterday. So je sous-signé is the typical French administrative expression when you are about to sign an official document. You are going to put Madame or Monsieur, your name, usually your last name first in France, then your first name. You're going to put your né le means your birth date, the day, the month, the year. Demeurant, demeurer is to live, so demeurant, this is where you put your address. And I hereby claim that the fact that I'm outside of my house falls under one of the 5 exceptions listed officially on March 16th by the French government. Number 1 is because of my work. In case telecommuting is not possible and I have to go to work, and I will need probably un justificatif permanent from my employer in that case. And maybe it's a professional trip that cannot be rescheduled. So all of these work-related would fall under this. The second one here is pour effectuer des achats de première nécessité dans des établissements autorisés. So the government has listed essential shops that will remain open. Boulangerie, food places, all of these are going to remain open, and that's what we mean by achat de première nécessité. These are necessary to survive. So when I go to the Monoprix next door or to the boulangerie, if I have to, I would need to tick this one. Number 3, pour motif de santé, and this covers a lot. It could be a trip to the pharmacy because pharmacies will remain open. It could be something else, and I hope as few people as possible will be using this one. Number 4 is déplacement pour motifs familiaux impérieux pour l'assistance aux personnes vulnérables ou la garde d'enfants. So all of these are for emergencies, you trying to help your family. In my case, if I had to go and check on my parents in person, take a taxi or an Uber to get there, this is what I would tick right here, or if kids were involved as well. And then finally, the one I'm interested in, since I live in such a small place, déplacement bref à proximité du domicile lié à l'activité physique individuelle des personnes, à l'exclusion de toute pratique sportive collective et aux besoins des animaux de compagnie. So this is what you use if you are going to step outside to stretch your legs and maybe take a run around the block or take a walk as brief as possible. For your activité physique, this is necessary for your physical needs, but they exclude any collective sports from this. So I can do this on my own with no contacts with other people, which is quite easy to do where I live because Le Bois de Vincennes is nearby and I know routes where I never see anyone. And then you cannot play soccer, you cannot play pétanque, you cannot do anything that involves other people. And then of course your animaux de compagnie. Animaux de compagnie is the French expression for pets. So if you have a dog and you need to take your dog out, then you would take this one. At the end, you have fait à, which is written in, and this is where you put the name of the city, and the date, and then your signature. So when you go out, this is the document that you will have to have on you at all times. Because if somebody checks, and you don't have this document and you're out and you can prove that you fall under one of these 5 exceptions, then you will be fined and the fine prices will go up, I think, if you get caught several times. So they're pretty serious about this. And rules, more rules. And, you know, French society, it's actually very interesting. They're very comfortable with rules. And so this is what we're going to do starting today at noon. I'm about to go out actually for a run in or near Le Bois de Vincennes. I'm not sure if you're supposed to go in it. I have to check that first. And this is how we're going to live over the next couple of weeks at least, which can be renewed. So I'm expecting it'll be more than 2 weeks. And of course, other rules will come and limit, you know, our freedom here. But we all understand it's for, I think most of us understand, it's for a good cause. And it's good to remember that in spite of all this, spring is definitely on its way. The birds are chirping outside. They have no idea what's happening. They probably think life has gotten pretty quiet. And maybe that's not all bad. Wishing you all a bonne journée, une bonne journée, and we will try and do the same here. French girl in Seattle, reporting from Paris. À bientôt.